The Norse invasion of Ireland, 795-1014, conflicts, conquests, and the Viking legacy. The Norse invasion of Ireland, occurring between 795 and 1014, was a period of profound impacts and transformations in the history of the Emerald Isle. During these nearly 2 centuries, Ireland experienced a series of Viking attacks and incursions that shaped the political, cultural, and social future of the region. This period not only involved military conquest but also a complex cultural and social interaction between the Vikings and the Irish, leaving a lasting legacy. The history of the Norse invasions in Ireland begins in 795 when the Vikings, known for their maritime and guerrilla skills, carried out their first documented attacks. These initial attacks were primarily directed at monasteries and religious centers along the Irish coast. The monastery of Iona, located in Scotland, though not in Ireland, was attacked during the same period, demonstrating the Viking strategy of targeting resource-rich and symbolically significant locations. The plundering of monasteries, which were centers of wealth, power, and knowledge, was a common tactic. The Vikings sought gold, silver, and other valuable goods, as well as slaves. These initial attacks set a pattern that would be repeated throughout the 9th century, as the Vikings strove to dominate the coast and expand their operations inland. From the 830s, the nature of Viking incursions changed from sporadic raids to more systematic conquests and permanent settlements. In 841, what would become one of the most important Viking centers in Ireland, Dublin was founded. Originally a simple camp, Dublin quickly transformed into a prosperous commercial and military center with a strategic location that facilitated control of maritime routes and trade. The Vikings also established other significant settlements, including Waterford in 914 and Limerick in 922. These settlements served as bases for future expeditions and administrative centers for the conquered territories. The Viking presence led to the development of a trade network that connected Ireland to other parts of Europe, including the Carolingian Empire and the Islamic world. Although the Vikings succeeded in establishing their kingdoms, Irish resistance never ceased. The Irish tribes and clans, often divided among themselves, began to form alliances against the Norse invaders. The struggle against the Vikings involved a series of campaigns and battles that shaped Ireland's political landscape. One of the most notable leaders of the resistance was Brian Boru, King of Munster, who emerged as a central figure in the fight against the Vikings. Brian Boru not only unified various Irish clans and tribes under his leadership, but also conducted a series of successful campaigns against the Viking kingdoms. His strategic skill and military leadership were crucial in strengthening Irish resistance. The culminating battle in Brian Boru's effort was the Battle of Clontarf, fought on April 23, 1014. This battle was a decisive confrontation between Brian Boru's forces and an alliance of Vikings and Irish clans supporting the invaders. Despite facing a powerful combination of enemies, Brian Boru and his allies achieved a crucial victory. However, Brian Boru was killed during the battle, and his death marked a symbolic and real end to Viking domination in Ireland. The Viking presence in Ireland was not limited to conflict and conquest. There was also significant cultural influence. Prolonged contact between the Vikings and the Irish resulted in a rich exchange of ideas, technologies, and traditions. The Norse language, for example, had a lasting impact on the Irish vocabulary, especially in regions under Viking control. Many place names and everyday terms have Norse origins and remain in the Irish language to this day. Architecture was also influenced by the Vikings. Viking settlements featured distinct construction techniques that were assimilated by the Irish. Additionally, Viking art and material culture influenced local traditions. Norse influences can be seen in various forms of Irish art from the time, including jewelry and manuscripts. The decline of Viking influence in Ireland began to manifest in the late 11th century. The Battle of Clontarf in 1014 was a crucial event marking the end of the Viking era in Ireland. Although the Vikings suffered a decisive defeat, the impact of the invasions was not completely eradicated immediately. Many of the cities founded by the Vikings, such as Dublin and Waterford, continued to thrive and play significant roles in subsequent Irish history. The weakening of Viking influence was also a result of political and social changes in Ireland. The formation of more cohesive kingdoms and the growing resistance of local tribes helped reduce Viking power. The assimilation of Vikings into Irish society, with many becoming part of the local cultural fabric, also contributed to the decline of Viking influence.
The legacy of the Norse invasions of Ireland is profound and multifaceted. The influence of the Vikings left lasting marks on the language, culture, and social structure of Ireland. The interaction between the Vikings and the Irish resulted in a cultural fusion that enriched the Irish heritage and left a noticeable impact to this day. The Viking invasions helped shape medieval Ireland and define the history of the Emerald Isle. The struggle for supremacy, cultural integration, and eventual successful resistance were essential aspects of this historical period. The memory of the Norse invasions and the battles that defined Ireland's fate remains an important part of the country's historical narrative, reflecting the resilience and complexity of the Emerald Isle during this tumultuous era. In summary, the Norse invasion of Ireland, which spanned from 795 to 1014, was a period of intense struggle and transformation. The events of this period shaped the history and culture of Ireland, leaving a lasting legacy that is still studied and appreciated today. The Viking presence, local resistance, and eventual Irish victory defined the trajectory of medieval Ireland and influenced the course of European history. Thank you to everyone who watched this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to follow upcoming videos and help the channel grow.